Once upon a time, a great devil created a world full of mystery and pain, where violence, sex, and betrayal were the norm.
And then we made some weird theories about it. Today's video is for all those Game of Thrones fans that still can't get over the most boss-ass character in Game of Thrones getting killed. If you can remember all the way back to Season 1 of Game of Thrones, then you can probably remember Arya's first dancing instructor, Syrio and Fans of Game of Thrones last got a good look at Syrio when he was being taken away by the King's Guard with only one wooden practice sword to defend himself. Although this would lead most people to assume that he had died, some of the more hardcore fans think that Syrio is actually Jaqen H'ghar. That's right, the mysterious faceless assassin that Arya meets on Season 2, plus later on in Season 5 we now see him at the House of Black and White in Braavos. This would explain why Jaqen H'ghar takes such interest in Arya, so maybe Syrio and Jaqen are actually the same person. Now before you get too excited, be warned there is hardly any evidence supporting this theory and quite a lot of evidence backing it down, but I'll go through the ones supporting it first and then the major ones backing it down. Now fans firstly believe that Syrio was in King's Landing originally and got associated with the family of the Starks to try and find out if there's a magical book from the wall they had information about it. But after he figured out that they had no information, they were Starks and they hardly even communicated with that wall that much, he moved on. So he lets himself get captured by the King's Guard and gets put into the jail cell where he was going to be executed, but he changes his face, pretends he's just a normal prisoner who's getting sent to the wall so he can go to the wall and get this magic book personally himself. Then it's believed he gets to the wall and he realizes that Sam Tarly has already left in the book series to go to Old Town, and so he then heads that way to try and visit it there, and that's where we are at the story right now. But then the show threw this whole theory off when they had Jaqen H'ghar appear as the kindly man, the guy who helps out Arya with her training in Braavos. So that's the first reason that we don't believe that's right. The second major piece is this clip that you will all remember that totally defies the whole purpose and meaning behind Jaqen H'ghar, that something that Syrio does that he would never do. See, Jaqen H'ghar is part of a cult about death, pretty much. That's how you simply put it. He's all about mercy after death, death, serving the death gods, like that, death, this, death, that, kill people, do this, that kind of things. Where Syrio says this line that counteracts everything that his cult is about.
There is only one God, and his name is death.
And there is only one thing we say to death. Not today.
So is Syrio still alive? Probably not. I'm sorry I had to burst your bubble, but you can keep hope if you really want to. But personally, I would mark him down for another victim of George R. R. Island's vicious list. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time.